Hello student, welcome to the lecture on official written communication, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain function and format of email, write reports, describe how to write a letter. Communication. Let us begin with communication. Now this is defined as giving, receiving or exchanging ideas, information and opinions so that the message is completely understood by everyone involved. Let us move forward and know about written communication. Written communication is a written presentation of ideas of essays that make a clear point, supply details supporting that point and demonstrate.
Warming up towards writing something. You have an idea, you want to get it going, but maybe you're just not ready to write it yet. There are practices you can do, warm-ups and just general strengthening exercises to kind of get the mind and the body set together to just start writing. My name is Chris at writebynight.net, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Thank you for coming. There are certain exercises that just help get the hands moving, and that can be a very important thing, just getting the tactile sensation of typing, writing underway. And then that just gets the brain going, gets the body into it, and from there you're ready to write about whatever. But that being said, go ahead and just get on the keys. Start moving the fingers, get it all going, and develop exercises and techniques that generate those things for you. The great thing about warming up and writing exercises is that it takes the pressure off of you from having to produce. If you have a format, a template of how you want to exercise or practice, then you're just following those guidelines. It's just warming you up. Certain examples could be writing without using adjectives, writing words that have double consonants or double vowels, things like that. It's kind of more of a tricky, gimmicky thing, so it takes your mind off the pressure of producing good writing, and you are just writing, and it just warms up your whole system. And that's the great thing about writing exercises. I'll give you an example that I think is good, that I use in particular, especially before I'm ready to really get into the writing for the day. I will just have this Word document. I just write nonsense, just non sequiturs, just random words put together, messing around with phonetics, whatever. Because basically I think of it like this. A musician, when he's warming up, he's strumming his guitar, playing the piano, his drums or whatever, those notes he's doing are just warming up his body and getting his mind sharp. It's not going towards anything concrete. He's not recording that. Well, you can do something similar to that. You're just getting yourself warmed up, getting the mind sharp. I like to just string nonsense together, just get the words out there. And then once that's done, my whole system is revved up, it's ready to go, and then I'm ready to start producing. That being said, the techniques I've listed, you can use those, but the great thing about writing exercises, you can come up with your own. You can go online, I'm sure you can find tons online, because it's not really at that point about producing something great, it's just about you getting your mind in the right place by using these techniques. So come up with your own. Write with one hand if you want. Write about jackets. Only write with the word the, to, for, limit yourself, whatever you want to do. I just came up with those off the top of my head. You can do the same. Just start doing the writing exercises, maybe even fun, but basically it just puts your head in the right
unity and coherence of thought. A successful written communication requires careful thought and clear planning. It is clear, correct and easy to read. Therefore, it should undergo 3 stages before it final. Planning stage, writing stage, editing stage. In addition, if our works fulfills the preceding formats, the written document should have efficiency, equity, effectiveness. Let us know some common errors in official writing. Confusing language. It means confusing words that can mislead the reader and cause communication barriers or breakdown between the reader and writer. We must always remember to convey the message in plain English. Circumlocution should be completely avoided. Verbosity. It means the use of too many words. If verbosity persists, it may antagonize, confuse, and bore the reader. poor sentence structure. It relates to writing fragments instead of writing complete sentences and writing sentences that lack unity. Words have to be structured to the extent that what precedes should be in accordance with those that follow. Information overloaded. Giving too much information makes the readers overwhelmed and confused. Therefore, we must decide what sort of information is required in order to produce a clear, concise and relevant written work. Emails. Email is widely used as a form of business communication, and overall it is highly effective communication tool. Let us look at some key aspects of email sending. Function. Internal email usage can cover various areas within the business. It is effective for sharing basic information, is fast and can also be saved as a reminder. Format. Business emails should be concise and to the point. Use simple font and signature line. Stick to the topic and take care of grammar and spelling. Etiquette. The subject line should clearly represent the content of the email. Use proper punctuation, capitalization and put important information in bold to make it stand out of the rest. Use salutation and be brief, positive and professional. Effects. The use of email within a business can greatly increase productivity for employees and can also boost up sales. Advantages of email. Email in business can be used for intra-company communication, marketing purposes and coordinating with business partners, suppliers and customers. Speed. Communicating by email is almost instantaneous, which can enhance communication by allowing for quick dissemination of information and faster response to customer inquiries.
Email used to be simple, but things have changed. Billions of users, trillions of messages sent all the time from everywhere on Earth, and only one you. So how can you stand out with so much going on? With email signatures, a unique reminder of your company and values on every email. Whether it's a signature, a disclaimer, a logo, perhaps all three. You can even add a picture of the sender with Outlook photos. When you send a message, Mail Disclaimers adds your signature based on rules. It can even add a specific signature according to the sender, giving everyone vibrant, powerful branding that's tailored to suit them, no matter where or how you send your emails. Signatures can also appear differently for your customers, potential customers, and overseas contacts. You are in total control of every signature sent. Because Mail Disclaimers add signatures at the Exchange server, your users won't see their signature while writing the email. With Signature Manager, you create Outlook signatures in one central place and distribute them to all your Outlook users with a single click. Again, you get rules, so different departments, working groups and individuals get just the signatures they need. But Signature Manager displays your signature in Outlook as you type. So when you combine Signature Manager and Mail Disclaimers together, you get the best of both. Outlook users see signatures before they send, and everyone gets branding based on rules everywhere they go.
Geographic barrier reduction. Email reduces geographic and time zone barrier for businesses. People from around the world can communicate regardless of their location and time zone. Targeted marketing. Email lets businesses market to target audiences. Customer can opt in to receive email communication about the products that a company owns, sales or new items. Efficiency. Email can help increase productivity. Business owners can communicate with established distribution lists, automatically forward information based on a topic or send information to specific individuals as needed. Lower cost. Moving communication from physical mail to email can result in significant saving in postage cost, shipping supplies and employee resources. Also, focusing on email customer support options rather than phone-based services can also reduce costs. Reports. An introduction reports are a highly structured form of writing, often following conventions that have been laid down to produce a common format. Reports may vary in their purpose, but all of them will require careful planning and a proper structure, presenting the material in a logical manner using clear and concise language. Report writing. Now that we have a basic understanding of reports, let us learn how to write reports efficiently. The following stages are involved in writing a report: clarifying our terms of reference, planning our work, collecting our information, organizing and structuring our information, writing the first draft, checking and redrafting. Terms of reference. The terms of reference of a report are the guiding statement used to define the scope of our investigation. Knowing our purpose will help us to be more clear while presenting our ideas and selective while gathering data. Planning our report. Careful planning will help us to write a clear, concise and effective report, giving adequate time to each of the development stages prior to submission. Here are some tips for planning. Consider the report as a whole. Break down the tasks of writing into various parts. Be aware of the maximum time you have. Divide the tasks into various planning stages. Collecting information. Ask yourself the following question before starting to collect information. What is the information we need? Where do we find it? How shall we collect it? In what order shall we arrange? Organizing information. Brainstorm your ideas into a spider diagram. Write the main theme in the center of a piece of paper. Write down all the ideas and keywords related to your topic starting from the center. After finishing, highlight any related ideas and sort topics. Arrange the main headings as well as the subheadings in a chronological order. Structuring your report. Structuring your report considering the following elements of a report. Title page. This should include the title of the report, the author's name, module, course and date. Acknowledgement. We should acknowledge any help we have received in collecting the information for the report. Contents. We should list all sections of the reports in sequence, the page numbers that they begin on. Abstract or summary. This should be a short paragraph summarizing the main contents of the report. Introduction. This should give the context and scope of the report and should include our terms of reference. Methodology. In this part, we should logically and concisely state how we carry out our inquiry. Results or findings. Present the findings in a simple ways using tables, bar graphs, pie charts, etc. so that they are easy to interpret. Discussion. In this part, you can analyze and interpret your results drawing from the information that you have collected. Conclusions and recommendation. This is a part of the report that draws together main issues. It should be clear and should present any new information. References. It is important that we give precise details of all the works that have been referred to in our report. Appendices. An appendix contains additional information related to this report but which is not necessary to the main findings. Style of writing. Active or passive. The active voice allows us to write short, punchy sentences. The passive voice is more formal. Avoid mixing the two voices. Simplicity. Avoid using overly complicated language, jargons, lengthy sentences, and unstandardized abbreviation. Use of language. The use of subjective language has no place in the more objective field of report writing, therefore avoid it. Layout. Most reports have a progressive numbering system, the most common one being the decimal notation system. Written communication tips. It is important that we have a good knowledge of official written communication so that a good impression is made on the recipient. Let us learn various aspects of written communication. Audience. It refers to the person who will read our letter. Depending on the audience, the tone of the letter is set. Also, the format is official for formal letters and casual for unofficial letters. Clarity. Write the letter clearly in simple language so that it is easily understandable. Logic. Maintain a logical flow of ideas in the letter. It will be presentable and understandable to the reader and will also help you to think logically. Concise. Stick to the main subject and avoid fillers. Cover all the facts in as small and simple sentences as possible. Concrete and correct. Credibility of the information is necessary. Therefore, use specific words and do not exaggerate. Complete. Follow the subject-verb-object rule. Do not use rhetorical questions in your letter. Use effective sentences and punctuate them wherever necessary. Concentrate and courteous. Add a human touch to the letter. Use appropriate greetings and sign-offs. Concentrate. Concentrate on what you are writing and don't drift off the subject. Read previous correspondence and anticipate obvious questions and answer them. Proofread. Reread the letter for any errors in language, tone or information before sending. Minutes. Minutes of a meeting are the official records of what took place in the meeting. Let us learn some tips for preparing the minutes of a meeting. Before the meeting, choose your tool. Decide how you will take notes on paper, laptop or recorder. Make sure the tool of choice is in working order and you have a backup. Use a meeting agenda to formulate an outline. During the meeting, pass around the attendance sheet. Get a list of committee members and make sure you recognize them all. Note the time the meeting begins. Just jot down the main idea, not every single comment. Write down motions and the results of votes, if any. Make notes of any motion to be voted on next meeting. Note the ending time. After the meeting, type up the minutes as soon as possible. Include the name of organization, name of committee, kind and purpose of meeting. Include the starting and ending time. Proofread the minutes before submitting. Letter writing. Letter writing is a basic form of communication used for communication between individual, organization, companies and government bodies. Letters sent internally to people in an organization are called memos. The letters written for official purposes are called formal letters and have a formal tone. Let us learn the basic of letter writing. We write letters to each other when we want to inform others about something, persuade others to take action or promote an idea, propose our ideas. Now here are some quick tips on writing letters. Analyze your audience and set the tone accordingly. Determine your purpose. Gather information to provide enough information and explanation. Create an outline to make the letter systematic and smooth. Write a draft to organize your ideas. Revise a letter before finally sending it. When we write a letter, we are always trying to persuade the reader to do something or respond to our letter. So let us learn how to write a letter persuasively. Try to anticipate the reader's reaction to our letter. Think on the reader's benefit first and our second. Adjust our language to the reader and use terms and concepts that we think the reader will be familiar with. Write with a positive attitude and show confidence. Do not condescend and talk down to the reader. Show humility, flattery and pride in our achievements, but in a limited extent. Do not preach our ideas and do not make it sound as if we can solve the whole world's problems. Be service-oriented and not money-minded. Let us now learn how to actually write a letter. Writing the introduction. The introduction is the first part of our letter. It includes everything from the letterhead to the first paragraph. The letterhead or return address. The letterhead or return address informs the readers of various things like the company's name, address, phone number, etc. The inside address. This is the recipient's address. It includes his name and position, the organization name and complete mailing address. Attention line. This line serves the purpose of directing our letter to the right person when we cannot address it to him directly. Salutation. It is polite to offer some form of salutation before we start speaking to or conversing with the person. The subject line. Use a concise and precise phrase to describe our businesses with the recipient. Writing the body. The body of the letter is usually written in 3 parts. Introduction. It precisely expresses a couple of things, namely why we are writing and what response do we expect from the reader. Body or middle. It supports the main idea by giving more details and explanation. Conclusion. It is the part where we drive the message through. Don't forget to add a salutary clause and your name. This is a sample of a formal letter. The addresses, date, salutation and the first paragraph form part of the introduction. The middle 2 paragraphs are the body and the last paragraph along with the salutary clause and name is the conclusion of the letter. Summary. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Official communication is formal communication between companies, organizations or individuals. Emails are a fast means of communication used commonly and have many other benefits. The basic of official report writing. Some written communication tips. About minutes of a meeting, writing the minutes. About official letters, writing them, their parts and persuasive writing.